So here I'm given a point, and I'm also told that the equation that we're trying to find is parallel to this particular equation. Well, the slope of this line is -8. A line that's parallel will have the same slope. If instead they said perpendicular, it would have had an opposite, so positive, reciprocal slope. But that's not what we're asked for here. This is actually a bit more straightforward. So we have the point, we have the slope. The form that would make the most sense is what we call point slope form. So notice if we go to our programs, and to get to function, which is the program I'm looking for, we'll press alpha cosine to get to the f's. And then we'll go into linear to see that there's three forms of a linear equation. The one we're talking about is point slope form. Not as well known or popular as slope intercept form. And if you notice, we've talked about the fact that as we state in our first step of our triple T document, Tom's testing tips, we don't want to look at the answer options right away because they'll only confuse us. However, it can be helpful to look at the answer format. And notice, based on the answer format, they're all in slope intercept form. Well, that doesn't mean that you always start in slope intercept form. That's where we want to finish in this case. We're going to start where it makes the most logical sense. And in this case, because we have a point and a slope, we're going to start with point slope form. So we have y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. And all that means when we say minus y1 or minus x1 is we're going to do the opposite of the actual x and y coordinates. So for example, I'm going to put y, and then the opposite of +2 is -2. Just be very careful that because it starts with y, we need to put the y coordinate there. Sometimes people will put the x coordinate there just because they're so used to doing x then y. Then we're going to put our slope, which we said is -8 since it's parallel to this equation, so it has the same slope. Then we'll do x, and then the opposite of -1/2 is +1/2. Now at this point, we want to get it into slope intercept form. So notice if we go to page 33, this front side here, side 1 of 5 of our math reference document, we have the same thing that I just mentioned, the three forms of an equation of a line. And notice in orange, we have point slope form, just like we have down here with this example. And we're able to pretty easily take it from point slope and turn it into this red slope intercept form. So let's do that. So we're going to go ahead and distribute the -8. We get -8x. A negative times a positive is a negative, and half of 8 is 4. And then finally, we're going to add 2 to both sides, which gives us -8x minus 2, and that matches with option C.